Good evening, all. Hello, hello. My microphone's working. Here I am again. Let's see if I can see myself tonight. Bear with me. No, I can't. Yes, I can. Yeah, we're good. Right, everybody, let's move this. In fact, let's bring this over. I just want you to, first thing we're going to do is, I just want you to have a look at this and say nothing. Just feel what you feel and have a read, have a look, and then listen. You're starting to join me now, I can see you. I can see you. So I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on YouTube. Brilliant. Okay. Right. I'd like you to just sit back and settle for 15 minutes of your time. Just settle for that length of time. And there's nowhere you need to be right now. And there's nothing that you need to do. In fact, I'm going to hold my mic. Yep. Just allow yourself to listen. Over the last few years, I've spent loads of time asking myself quite a lot of questions, actually. But the one question I will share is, what do people really need? Not what social media tells us that we need, not another challenge or another diet, not another reason to believe that we're somehow not enough. But what do people genuinely need? And every time recently in particular, and certainly the last definitely year and a bit, I come back to the same answer. I don't think people need more output. I actually think people need more input. We've become so good at surviving, waking up tired. We rush through the day. We carry responsibilities that nobody else sees. We look after young people, children, parents, partners, friends, businesses, homes. We answer messages, we respond to emails, we pay bills, and yet we keep smiling, keep functioning, keep pretending that we're okay. And somewhere amongst all of it, we quietly, progressively lose ourselves. And the hardest part, most people don't even realise it's actually happening. You think you call it life, because it happens slowly, you see. One day you notice that you're irritable, you're more grey. Another day you're exhausted, even though you've slept. Sometimes you're not sleeping at all, and you want to sleep through the day when you need to be doing all the things. You feel anxious for no obvious reason. You can't switch your mind off. You find yourself just constantly doing that on thing. You're just constantly on, like a switch. But never really being. Do you know what I mean? You start to feel disconnected from your own body. Maybe it looks a lot different to what it used to look. It feels a lot different. You feel a lot different. You almost feel like you're living from your neck upwards, always thinking, always in your head. You're constantly in your head, always thinking, always planning, always worrying. And very rarely feeling safe enough to simply stop and be and feel. Now this is a thing. This is a real thing. And I don't know if I'm articulating it in a way that you'll feel, get or understand, but I do. I see it, I feel it, I get it. All of it. And I get all of it because I know that feeling. I've lived that feeling. I've been self-employed through it, I've built businesses through it, I've raised a son through it. Still am, like you, holding it all together through it. And from the outside, people think you're coping, they maybe even think you've got a great life. People think you're coping. And inside you feel like you're constantly holding your breath, waiting for the next thing, the next problem, the next letter to land, the next bill, the next tax bill, the next responsibility, the next demand on your energy. I see all of it. And for years, I believed that healing probably looked like running. But a lot of the time it looked for me like pushing harder. That if I could just become busier and more disciplined and more push and more productive and more motivated, then eventually I'd arrive somewhere more peaceful. But maybe like you, life has taught me something really different, very different. And I'd say in the last couple of years. Healing doesn't begin when we push harder, does it? I don't think so. In fact, I know that's not the case. Healing begins when we actually finally feel safe enough to soften. And I've embodied that. Like, I'm talking to this because I'm living that. And that's why if you're hearing me and the words are hitting you, like they're real and I'm in the room with you, that's why. Because it's real lived experience. I've softened. Thank God. But that image that you can see here, that's what that's about. It's not about becoming somebody new. It's about remembering who you've been underneath all of that stuff, that crap, that shit, that stuff. Because I wasn't broken. I don't believe you're broken either. And I don't even believe you need fixing. I didn't need fixed. You've probably are and have been carrying too much for too long. That's what. So what you're seeing here on my right is an opportunity that I want to, if you've got any kind of FOMO for KOMO, because you live hundreds of miles away and you're seeing everything that I'm creating, this live's for you. This live's also for you if you're going to be present with me in KOMO itself. But I'm going to create something that's becoming incredibly rare, I suppose is the word. And that's space. Real space. Space to breathe. Space to notice. Space to understand your nervous system. Space to connect or reconnect actually with your body. Space to stop judging yourself every 5 minutes. And space to remember that your worth has never depended on how productive you've been. But that's not what you've been thinking. Just like me. Like I get you. There'll be moments in this, what I'm creating, where you feel deeply relaxed. There'll be moments where your emotions might surface that's been buried for years. That's okay. Nothing's gone wrong. Nothing will go wrong. But sometimes healing doesn't look like feeling better straight away. Sometimes healing really looks like finally allowing yourself to feel what you've spent years avoiding. And that's brave. And that's the space that needs presence and time and love and care and nurture. And even although this is online I'm talking about. This isn't a real time thing, this is online. I'm going to provide that. I'm going to provide that space. I'm going to be that space. This isn't therapy, but it will be therapeutic. I'm looking at the picture. I'm captivated by the picture because I know everything that's in my mind in these two pictures. Everything that was going on in my mind in both. And the build up to both. And the journey to both. And it's everything I'm talking to you about. It's not about fixing your life in 4 weeks either. A 4-week programme. It's not about fixing your life in 4 weeks. It's about giving you the tools that you'll carry long after these 4 weeks end. Tools that will help you regulate your nervous system, help you breathe deeply, help you respond differently, help you live differently. And it's not because life becomes easier either, but because you become more resourced. You got the tools. More grounded, more connected to you than you've ever been. Now, I done a breathwork session, a somatic breathwork session last week, and it was incredible. And that was like a practice for me. I'm just getting started in this world. I'm going to be so good at this because I feel. And I've experienced and still am real stuff that you do and you are. I know what you need. One of the biggest lies that we've been sold, I think, is that rest is something that we earn, that we have to deserve it. We'll rest when everything's done. I used to think that as well. Then we can slow down once everything's done. But here's the truth. There will always be another email, another message, another letter, another bill, another job, another person to see to, another load of washing, another meeting, another responsibility, always. If we wait until life gives us permission to rest, then we're going to wait forever, and we don't have forever to wait. So this programme is going to be your permission, with my help, to pause, to breathe deeply, permission to put yourself somewhere at the top of your own list again. And not because you're selfish either, but because it's necessary. That's why. Imagine waking up without your nervous system amped up to the max, already racing. Imagine feeling calm without needing everything around you to be perfect. Imagine responding to something instead of reacting all the time. Imagine sleeping more deeply, feeling more connected to yourself, feeling more love for yourself, feeling present with the people that you love, being able to completely switch off and just be with the people that you love. Imagine feeling your jaw unclench and your temples, that feeling and that pressure that's stored up in there just go. Feeling safe in your own body again. That changes everything. Everything. And probably the most beautiful part, you'll realise you were never doing this on your own or alone. You'll be surrounded with people and by people who understand, who don't expect perfection, people who are not interested in pretending that we've got it all figured out, because we don't, and I'm a long way off that. Just human beings being. Just being. Supported with other human beings just trying to be. Exactly as what we're always meant to be. So whether you'll be joining from your living room, your bedroom, your office, or from one day inside KOMO itself when it's open, I want you to know this. Distance does not matter. Even if you cannot get to KOMO itself, connection matters. Healing doesn't require a postcode. It just requires willingness, being there, saying yes to the opportunity. So over the coming weeks, before we launch, all I ask is that you arrive exactly as you are. Just be you. You don't need to feel calmer before you begin. Like a lot of my programs, people have said to me, oh, I need to lose 2 stone before I start your thing. You don't need to be anything before you start this. You don't need to be calmer before you begin. You don't need to know how to meditate. You don't need to have your life together. You don't need to perform or be or do or be anything, actually. You don't need to prove anything. You simply just need to show up as you are right now. Exactly as you are right now. And together we'll breathe, we'll learn, we'll reconnect, we'll reset. That's where I honestly believe real transformation is. We'll transform. It's unfolding in me, and it will unfold in you as well. That I guarantee. So this launches on the 27th of July, which is a Monday, if I've got that right. Hold on. Let me check. And you don't need to be in the country. If you're on holiday, great. You can get me in your ears. You don't need to be anywhere in particular. What am I looking for? Calendar, sorry. Oh, sugar. Sorry. So July the 27th, yes, yes, it is a Monday. I genuinely think this is a new chapter for you. It's been a new chapter in the making and for my work for some time. It's been in the works, in the making, and it's being and going to be the making of me as a person. And to live authentically like that, to transfer what I'm feeling and living personally to my business life, it makes, it's just so real. And when it's real, you understand it, you get it, it's enjoyable, you just feel it. When you feel something, oh my God, you take action. So look out for that one, everybody. We've got a few weeks before that, so we're all good. Any questions? Hello, Rachel. Hi. I can see you on, but I can't see names. Okay, everybody, I'm going to leave it there. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your night. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thursday tomorrow already, my God. See you tomorrow. Okay. See ya.